We'll be going live in a couple of seconds, folks. I know we're live now. A little music while we get set up, and then we'll be all set.
Don't worry.
Enjoy your coffee.
Be happy. Let me give you my phone number when you work.
I just have to get some things rigged up for this and get going.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Good afternoon, well, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're at. This is Mark Clifford from One Disease World Voice, and we're going to try this out today. This is called Vocal. I'm trying to get in the right position here. It's a new service. Actually, it's been around a while. This is the first time we're trying it out, and we're going to start doing a live show, hopefully daily, where you can call in and chat in and get involved with the show. If you'd like. Let me tell you a little bit about One Disease World Voice. I'm going to take my headphones off so I can hear better. One Disease World Voice started 3 years ago under a different name. It was Diabetic Life 1 at the time. And we've grown since then. And basically what we're doing now is we have totally changed. I'm sorry, I have to get comfortable in this. This is weird. We have changed totally. We have gone to a news media site. And the reason being is, a while back, Tom, who works with me, and Patty, my wife, and we talked about making changes. And the big key was, what can we do to get more awareness out there for diabetics? What can we do to help people? And, you know, the one thing I kept looking at was all these news sites that present the diabetes news that we should be reading. They present it in a way that makes it like a lab thing, you know, like I expect the news to be like a doctor sitting there with a lab coat on reading the news report. And I think it scares people away or just bores people because people are tired of talking about diabetes and hearing about diabetes. And then they see these articles that are just plastered up on different news sites. So I thought, what if we take a different approach and kind of mimic Mashable.com, which is a really favorite site of mine. Pete Cashmore started it. They deal with social media. And I thought, what if we took that concept and brought it to diabetes? What if we started breaking down categories, and instead of types, because we don't really focus on type 1, type 2, we focus on type D, which is everyone's a diabetic, and we bring the news to everybody. Because every piece of news that's out there, whether it's for type 1, type 2, gestational, type 1.5, or any of the other, you know, diabetes diseases, all the information, it fits everybody. I mean, everyone should follow everything. I mean, there's a lot of information that type 1s get that type 2s could follow, and vice versa, and type 1.5s, and gestational. So the thing is, you know, we've stuck to the categories by topics like technology, research, education. And a lot of you already know this. So the thing is, we turned around, and what we did is we started recruiting writers and bloggers and people that wanted to become an editor or a reporter. Because what I wanted to do is take the news and bring it on a personal level to everybody. I want to have some personal commentary, maybe some video commentary, which is part of what this show is about. And make it a little more exciting and readable and learnable, because I think we need to drop the lab coats, folks. We need to get rid of the stethoscopes. We need to come down and talk to everyone so that everyone understands what's going on. And I think, you know, the important part here is to get everyone involved in this the right way. So we've been trying to recruit writers, editors, reporters, however you want to look at it. We've gotten our first press pass to an event, the Health 2.0 conference in San Francisco. So we're very excited about that, and we will be attending. We're going to start attending more functions as a press agency or a press service. So we're going to start bringing more information to everybody about diabetes, but in a good way. I mean, come on, let's be realistic. The news isn't always positive. But the news needs to be heard, and the news needs to be known. So if we do it in a way that makes it readable, makes it makes it listenable, makes you want to listen to us and learn something, then I think that's what we need to do. And there's nobody doing that. The news agencies out there, there's many of them. There's great sites. There's great communities. They all produce the news. They put up articles of what's going on, but no one takes the time to break it down. And that's what we want to do. And it's taking us time, so please bear with us. We're trying different things. So if you feel that we're not doing what we're promising, tell us. If you like what we're doing, let us know. If you want to be part of what we're doing, join us. We need help. We need to make this more exciting, more engaging for diabetics and pre-diabetics. I mean, the problem is, and I know you'll all agree with this, is the media has confused people about diabetes. And we know that. So how do we change that? And I think that is one of our major missions. You know, I mean, the list of missions for this project is long, but the one major one is changing the perception of diabetes to the people out there, because the media has made it very negative. I mean, no one wants to be a diabetic. No one wants to learn about diabetes. A lot of people don't even want to say they're diabetic because of what the media has sent out there as a message. I mean, everyone knows they've confused type 1 and type 2, and they make it worse instead of better. So our education and what we have to do becomes tenfold to get people to understand the differences. And I think by saying type D, we're not trying to lessen any type. What we're trying to do is bring people together so that we can make a better statement to everyone. And then explain and educate about the type 1, the type 2, the type 1.5. First, you got to get people interested to even listen to us. It's cancer, like cancer. Cancer gets cancer, and then it's all broken down. We need to do diabetes and then break it all down. Now, this show, which will either be daily or maybe every other day, we're going to take on topics. We're going to talk about books that have been written. Maybe we'll talk about products. We're going to kind of take a lot of the stuff coming off the website so that we can discuss it, so that you can find out about it. You're welcome to join in on the chat. You can come in on a video. You can ask questions. I can actually do a multi-shot where we're both talking. It's one person at a time on the video. But you can go in the chat room. You can come in through Twitter. And I haven't figured out the Twitter thing yet. I think what we need to do is we need to set up a hashtag for the show, which could be 1DWV Today, and that would keep us on a list of tweets. And Tom, if you're out there, that's something we need to do, because it's saying search for keywords or hashtags that you want to display inside the event. So maybe we can set up a hashtag for everybody that's 1DWV Today, and that'll get you into the Twitter room, so we can keep a Twitter chat going. But there is a chat here. You're able to go on our site. I mean, that was one of the things about Vocal. It embeds right onto our site. I really like the way it works. It's very, very slick. And I like this. I like this format. I don't like looking at me, but, you know, sorry, folks, that's it. One of the things I want to talk about, we have some really gifted writers on the site, and I can go through all their names. We have Leslie, we have Dennis, we have Lori, we have Doris, we have Allie, Tom, myself, Chris, my son-in-law, Patty, my wife, who writes about pets and being a caregiver, just like Tom. I think one of the, we also have Dr. David Calder. Interesting gentleman. If you haven't read any of his posts, you should. He's also written a book. It's called The Diabetes Office Visit. Let's see if I can get this in there. I got to get used to the camera here. Sorry, folks. Anyways, it's by him, Dr. David Calder. I got to figure this out. It's all backwards. So excuse me while I get this all lined up. And it's an excellent book. And The Diabetes Office Visit, the tagline is helping you help your doctor help you. And Dr. Calder's had experience for 35 years, practiced with diabetes. And it's very interesting in how he wrote the book, in the sense of helping you describe your symptoms to the doctor so the doctor can talk back to you, and then you can decipher what's being said, which is wonderful, isn't it? But we're going to do things like that. Dr. Calder will be a guest on the show. I'll always post when he's going to be on to do some discussions. He'll be here to answer questions. just know, disclaimer, let's get this out of the way, and I know I should do this all the time, but if I do forget, we're not medicals. We're not, well, I'm not a doctor. Most of the people on here are not. We're here to give our opinions. Don't do what we do. You might want to listen to what we have to say, but always check with your doctor and see what's going on. Don't try anything that we've tried, and to see what happens. I just see Tom came on the chat. So, anyways, a little bit about let's talk about this show. The show can pretty much run whatever we want for an event. We can go on for a while. I think it's going to go by who comes in to the chat room, who wants to ask questions, who wants to get involved. Days that we have guests on, like Dr. Calder, I'm sure the show will go a little longer. Maybe it won't. We want to get engagement. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to sit on here for an hour and talk if I don't have people online. And people starting to talk. We did that with a radio show. And as much as it was a great show under Diabetaville, we had a lot of fun doing it. The problem, I think, is people get tired of listening to the same voice all the time. I know I would. So I really want this show to be more about the audience and engagement. And we are going to talk products. We are going to talk books. We are going to go over reviews. We're going to do opinions. We're going to talk about news articles. And that's where we want feedback. We want you to step up to the plate. We want you to come in, even if it's in the chat room. Ask a question, and we'll answer it. If you want to get on, you just click on your video, set it up, and boom, you come up, and we can talk on video. And I'd really like that, so we get some other faces on the site. But Tom is always in the house. He's always kind of in the background, like making sure if everything's running right. So, if you ask questions in the chat room and I don't answer right away, Tom will. But this works so much better than Blog Talk Radio because I can see everything a lot better. I can see stuff going on live and nothing fades out, which is amazing. And like I said, what we're not sure of is the time frame. I did today at 11. We'll kind of feel it out during this week and see what times work better for people. I know some people are at work, so they don't get to see it. But these shows are recorded. You can watch it later on. And, we have come a long way. We've changed a lot. And we're still kind of going through our changes and our growth. And, I appreciate everyone that's hung with us and followed us all this time. No one's kind of like gone away from us. If anything, we've got more people following us and more people listening to what we have to say. And I think you'll find we're going to be taking a different road from the standpoint of we're going to be outside of the diabetes online community in a sense, looking in. We're going to start, really digging into the communities, digging into what's on Facebook and trying to get to you information that you need to know. What sites are good? What communities are good to get to? We got a section on social good, if you look at our site, which will be all about the communities, different events going on, all the groups on Facebook. We're going to try to review everything, and it's going to take time, but there'll be some really great information for you to follow up on. We're going to do products. We're going to do mobile apps for the iPhones and Android phones and the Blackberries, and that's coming probably within another week. And as you can see on the site, we have technology, research, education, entertainment. If you want to get involved, let us know. We'd be glad to have you come aboard. Now, like I said, we're going to cover stories as we go along. And I think we'll start doing that on the next show. I got some stories that I've already started pulling. But one that really kind of hits home right now because someone brought this up. And Lori Wiley, who's one of our writers, was talking about Obamacare. And I know that is like scary because there's no, Obama health care and the care part doesn't really fit. But what I read, this is an article that came out August 11th. And what was really amazing is that the United States posted the highest mortality rate among its peers, according to a study that was published online last month in the Journal of the Royal Society of Medicine. And although the United States reduced its mortality rate between 1979 and 2005, 15 of the other developed countries, including the UK, did the same thing at a faster clip. In short, the American healthcare system is one of the least cost-effective, whereas the system in the UK is the second most cost-effective, doing more with less. So, if that's what we were, and Obama is going to change this, I really think Lori's idea of writing more about Obamacare is going to be very important on our site. And it'll be under the political page, I'm sure, and maybe cover some of the other things. But it'll probably be something we talk about on the show on a regular basis, because I really think it's important that we cover Obamacare. But the thing is that we're going to cover other articles. I have one on weight loss improves erections in obese men, which I really want to tackle this one personally and talk about. Processed red meat intake linked to type 2 diabetes risk. I mean, this is stuff that's out there already, and I'm sure you've read it, I'm sure you followed it, but I think if we take it in a more personal light about, talking about how many people eat processed red meat daily or on a weekly basis, how many times do you have red meat? The weight loss thing, I really found some of the comments. The doctor who wrote this, or actually it was a woman, Brenda Goodman, but the doctor who she quoted is pretty funny. And he talks about the weight loss improves erections in obese men with diabetes. And a friend of mine sent me this article, and he said he'd love to see what I do with this. And today's not enough time to tackle this one. So we will tackle this probably tomorrow, this article, because I was going to write about it, but I'd really like to talk about that one, because there's more quips in it that would be more fun to deal with. But I think this is where we want the show to go, or I'm hoping, is that we tackle topics that maybe most people wouldn't even want to talk about. I mean, not many people are going to want to talk about weight loss improving erections in obese men with diabetes. They might write about it, but they definitely may not want to talk about it. Excuse me. And talking about processed red meat, that was in the news last week a lot about type 2, but it's still something that people never think about, so we kind of want to touch on that tomorrow. The U.S. gets less for its health care buck. I think that's really important that we need to do. Talk about women smokers have a higher risk of heart disease than men. I mean, these are all subjects that need to be discussed, and sometimes they don't make it onto the site, or they get overlooked for whatever reason. And I think One DWV Today needs to be the show that doesn't overlook anything. Remember, we're a group of grassroots activists. We believe in stirring the pot. We believe in getting people excited and engaged and motivated to do something and speak up and yell about diabetes, not just write about it. You need to talk about it. You need to get out there and talk to people and get people in action. And that's what One Disease World Voice is about. And that's why when we changed over to the news media site, I really believe it's going to be totally different than most news stories, because most news groups are very quiet and reserved, except for some groups, But I think what we'll do is change the course of reporting of diabetes news. At least I hope we do. And that's where we need a lot of help. We need people to come on board. We need people that have the same attitude as us, where it's diabetes, fine, but we can change it. So if you have that, motivation that you want to, help out, that's great. Get in touch with us, because we could really use some extra help. We have a lot of topics to cover. We have a lot of things going on. I'd like to get more people engaged in this audio or video show. It is live. We're going to keep it live. I'd like to go 5 days a week if possible, maybe even 6, where we have a wrap-up of the week. Or maybe we'll do it on a Sunday where we do kind of an open topic and pick a topic for the day. There is enough news going on in diabetes that this show could go every day with no problem. It could go on for hours if we took every news story. But what we're going to try to do is take stories that maybe we don't really push out on the site, or maybe they're stories that it's better in verbally, and it would be a lot more fun to do personally. because I enjoy taking care of some topics on my own. And like I said, I mean, since we have all these categories, we had a lot of areas to cover. Feel free to tweet in something. Feel free to, send us information. If there's a topic you want to cover during the week, shoot us an email at info@onediseaseworldvoice.org. Shoot us an email. Go on Facebook and send us a message. Tell us there's a topic you'd like us to cover, and we will. If we don't know about it, we'll research it. Like I said, we're going to plan a few days a week with Dr. Calder. I don't know if he'll be on for like maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but he'll be here to take your questions, give you some, answers. Remember, he is retired, and I want that clear so everyone knows. And that doesn't mean anything. He's excellent. I mean, Dr. Calder and I have talked a lot, and we have a little project that we're doing together that we'll be announcing very soon. And we'll probably use this venue to kind of track everything going on. I think you'll find it kind of interesting the way we're doing it. He also has an app for the iPhone, which goes with the book, the Diabetes Office Visit book. It's an excellent app. If you want to know more about it, you can go to diabetesofficevisit.com. That's where you can also get the book, and you can find out about the app. If you want to check out the app, it's on iTunes in I think it's under the healthcare, probably health and fitness, and you'll be able to find it. And it's an interesting app, blood glucose tracking, but it does so much more as far as exercise, as far as setting goals. It talks about risk factors, and I think there's an ebook with it, which is pretty much equal to the book. So August 15th is National Relaxation Day, Tom is telling me, and I don't know what that means because we don't relax around here. Tom will tell you that. So yeah, he's laughing. I guess all of you can see the chat room and all that. I don't know if you like this vocal software, but I do. I think it's fantastic. It's the best I've seen working with us. I give them a lot of credit, and I want to thank them for making this available to us. This is fantastic. Like I said, we're looking at going daily with this. I don't know the times. We're going to talk about it again today. We'll probably set the times up to alternate for this week just to see where we get the most listeners, or the most viewers, I should say. I'm used to the radio show. But I really like this. I think we can get a lot more. Like I said, it records the show, so you'll be able to check it out later if you can't make it. And we'll pick, once we've come up with an exact time, we'll keep that time. That'll be the time for every day, or whatever we do, maybe 3 days a week. But we will definitely do a minimum of 3 days a week plus a wrap-up on the weekend. And like I said, we may go 5 days a week with a wrap-up on the weekend. And unless something comes up during the week where we got to cancel, just check Facebook, the Twitter accounts. They'll all be broadcasted out as far as when the shows are. And please, get engaged. Come on. Ask us questions. Get involved. If you hate us, tell us. It doesn't matter. We just want people to come on and talk. Diabetes, as we know, I'm not going to get into all the structure of diabetes and all that other stuff because that's for the second show. This was mainly an introduction show. Wanted to introduce ourselves, talk about what's going on, a little whiteboarding back in case I ever want to draw on the show. And we are a grassroots organization. We're doing this. I'm actually doing this up in my little office cubicle in my bedroom. I work from home. Tom works from home. All our volunteers work from home all throughout the country. As far as Connecticut, we have some friends in Canada. We have people all over Trinidad. And, it's amazing that people in New York, everyone's come together to make us where we're at. And then all the diabetic community that's out there that supported us and helped us to get to where we're going. And by listening to what you had to say is what drove me to change our site, because there's so many community sites out there. We needed to do something different. And that's what we did. We went to the news, we went to the media idea of getting the news out through social media that you need to know, but with a touch of personal feelings in it, and understanding and getting it so that it's correct, not the wrong misconceptions where we don't have to re-educate. because we're all tired of seeing the mistakes made. These writers make mistakes about type 1 and type 2, and we got to fight, and we got to ask for retractions and apologies, and it's getting ridiculous. We shouldn't have to do that. And that's our goal, is to change that, to change the media's, what's out there. We can do a better job. I know we can do a better job. We got the right people. We're going to get more people. We can bring to everyone what's going on out there. And that's our goal. And I want to thank you. We're going to, like I said, this is just a test. We've been on almost a half hour. I'm going to end it. And I thank you for coming on. Tomorrow we'll probably shoot for the same time, but tomorrow might be an hour show. I'll probably get Dr. Calder on if possible. And we got a lot of topics to cover tomorrow. We'll probably have more news stories by then. And I want to thank whoever was on today. It doesn't look like we had a big crowd, but we had some people. And like I said, we will be back tomorrow. And check Facebook later on today. We'll have a time picked out. And I want to thank everybody. I hope you enjoy what's going to happen. We're also going to, part of one DWV Today is once we get this structured, this part, we're going to be doing probably an early rise show where we're going to kind of review what's on the agenda for the day so that you know what's coming up and kind of point you in the direction you should go for the day as far as stories, as far as, you know, maybe some of the topics we're covering that day. There might be some that are old and they've been around a while. You don't really need to follow up, but we might have some new stuff. So we're going to give you like a review of the day and what we think you should check out. And then the rest is up to you. Again, thanks. Have a great day, and we'll be talking to you tomorrow. Take care. I just can't seem to shut down. Hang on, folks. Why is it?